Hey, my friends! Over time, I've collected a huge pile of plastic bottle caps. And you know what? It's time to turn them into something fun, useful, and seriously awesome. Let's get started. Did you know that plastic bottle caps are actually a super valuable material? They're made from durable and fully recyclable plastic, usually high-density polyethylene, HDP, or polypropylene, PP. These materials can be easily recycled and turned into all sorts of useful things, from building materials and furniture to brand new plastic products. A single plastic cap can take hundreds of years to decompose in nature. Over time, it breaks down into microplastics that end up in the soil, the water, and even inside our bodies. That's why giving these caps a second life is so important. And the coolest part? You can make awesome DIY projects with them, just like the one I'm showing you right now. Have you ever wondered, where does plastic actually come from? Well, plastic is made from oil and natural gas. Yep, the very same fossil fuels that are pumped from deep underground and even from the bottom of the ocean. Here's how it works. Crude oil is refined, and certain components like ethylene and propylene are extracted. Then, through chemical processes, they're turned into long molecular chains, polymers, and that is what plastic is made of. Plastic doesn't exist in nature. It's 100% man-made, invented just over 100 years ago. The very first fully synthetic plastic was created in 1907. It was called Bakelite. And since then, plastic has literally taken over the world. On one hand, it's awesome, lightweight, strong, and super useful. But on the other hand, it barely decomposes. That's why recycling and giving plastic a second life is so important. With just 3 basic electronic components, an LED, a CR2032 battery, and a push button, we've built a compact, fully autonomous light source. But here's where it gets truly interesting. The housing for this miniature device isn't made from off-the-shelf parts. It's engineered from 2 plastic bottle caps. And this isn't just a decorative choice. The caps serve multiple engineering purposes. They securely hold the components in place, provide protection from mechanical damage, and make the device easy to carry and use. Plus, thanks to their cylindrical geometry, the caps form a lightweight, durable, and ergonomic casing. Practically an ideal shell for portable electronics. It's a perfect example of how creative engineering and upcycling principles can turn everyday waste into functional, practical devices. Maximum efficiency with minimal resources. Now let's move on to the next idea, which might look a bit more complicated. But trust me, it only seems that way. Designing your own electronic PCB is actually much easier than you might think, especially with the help of Easy EDA, an online design tool. In fact, this process is totally beginner-friendly. With just a bit of attention and patience, you can easily create a circuit schematic and design your own PCB right in your web browser. And once the design is ready, it's time to turn that virtual PCB into a real physical board. For that, we head over to my favorite website, JLCPCB. Thanks to this service, our digital Gerber file comes to life and transforms into a high-quality, professional PCB that you can hold in your hands, assemble, and use in real-world projects. I uploaded the Gerber file, got an instant quote, and placed my order in just a couple of minutes. As easy as online shopping, J.Yelsti PCB offers high-quality PCBs at an affordable price, starting from just $2 for 1 to 8 layers. And their fully automated production ensures consistent quality and fast assembly. What I especially like is how quick and simple the ordering process is. With just a few clicks, the prices remain affordable thanks to large-scale production, and quality control includes thorough testing and PCB manufacturing in just 24 hours. Plus, they currently have a great offer: 6-layer PCBs for only $5 plus a $30 discount coupon. If you want to order as well, check the links in the video description. JLC PCB is a convenient service that truly makes working with PCBs easier. You're probably wondering, what is this tiny glass tube with a mysterious drop of liquid metal inside? Let me explain. This is actually a Mercury tilt switch, also known as a Mercury read switch or Mercury position sensor. It's a brilliantly simple device. Inside the glass tube is a small drop of liquid mercury, a metal that conducts electricity. Here's how it works. When you tilt the tube, the mercury flows and bridges 2 metal contacts, closing the circuit. Tilt it the other way, the mercury moves away, and the circuit opens. It's essentially a mechanical switch that operates based on position or angle. Thanks to the unique properties of mercury, this switch is silent, spark-free, dust-resistant, and has virtually no mechanical wear. Mercury switches were widely used in old household appliances, heaters, thermostats, alarm systems, and various industrial devices. These days, mercury switches are being phased out in favor of electronic sensors or dry reed switches due to mercury's toxicity and environmental restrictions. Still, it's a fascinating and elegant example of how liquid metals can be used in engineering to create simple yet reliable electrical devices. Thanks to a well-designed printed circuit board that includes a CR2032 battery, a mercury tilt switch, and a component called a buzzer, we end up with a simple but pretty clever little device. So, what's a buzzer? It's a small sound-emitting component that produces a tone, usually a beep or a buzz. Simply put, it's an electronic sound indicator. When voltage is applied, the buzzer vibrates and emits sound. In this project, it activates whenever the mercury switch closes the circuit. For example, when the device tilts or changes position. This way, we've created a compact sound-based alert or sensor that can be used for alarms, reminders, security, or even as a simple position indicator. All of this is possible thanks to the smart combination of basic components and a custom PCB. Take a look. The casing for this smart device is also made from plastic bottle caps, but this time, larger ones. And that's no coincidence. Bottle caps are surprisingly versatile materials for DIY enclosures. What's really fascinating is that caps come in all sorts of shapes, sizes, and designs. This makes them perfect for a huge variety of purposes, from tiny electronic housings to protective covers, small containers, gear parts, or even mechanical components. It's a great example of how creative thinking and an engineer's mindset can turn everyday waste into functional, practical, and eco-friendly solutions, simply by looking at ordinary things a little differently. This compact smart device can be used in a variety of ways. For example, it works perfectly as a simple tilt or vibration sensor. Attach it to a door, cabinet, or window, and you've got a mini alarm that activates when it's opened or moved. It can also serve as a tip-over alert for bags, boxes, or containers that shouldn't be tilted. If someone lifts, tilts, or moves the object, the buzzer goes off. It's also a handy tool for outdoor activities, like camping, fishing, or hiking, acting as a small motion-activated beeper that lets you know when something moves or shifts. On top of that, it makes an excellent educational project for beginners, hobbyists, students, or kids. It clearly demonstrates how tilt sensors, printed circuit boards, and basic electronics work in a fun and hands-on way. And the best part, it's all made from simple components and materials, including plastic bottle caps, creatively repurposed into a functional, practical housing. Even though physical and online stores are overflowing with all sorts of cable holders, organizers, and wire clips, buying them doesn't just cost money, it also fuels unnecessary consumption of resources. Think about it. Why throw something away only to buy almost the exact same thing again, just packaged nicely and sold for profit? Every new product means more raw materials, more energy used, and more pollution for the planet. But here's the simple truth. With a bit of creativity, ordinary plastic bottle caps can be turned into perfectly functional organizers and holders for USB cables, chargers, earbuds, and more. They serve the exact same purpose, keeping your cables neat and tidy, but without spending a dime or contributing to pointless overconsumption. This isn't just about saving money. It's a mindful, responsible, and truly engineering-driven approach to everyday life. Small steps like this really do make the world a cleaner, better place. So, what do you think? Would you be interested in a video featuring 10 unusual ideas for recycling and repurposing plastic bottle caps? I'd love to know. What kind of content do you enjoy the most? Life hacks, electronics, creative engineering projects? Or maybe you have your own special preferences? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be super happy to read your ideas and suggestions. Who knows? Your idea might be featured in the next video. And of course, don't forget to hit the like button and tap the notification bell so YouTube will remind you when a new video comes out. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye.